Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jordan, and today I got a Scream 3 review for you guys. Now, Scream is my second favorite horror franchise behind Halloween, and with Scream 5 coming out early next year, I want to get these Scream reviews out as soon as possible because I really want to get my thoughts out there on them before that film comes out. But anyway, I'm gonna start with the cast. We got returning characters such as Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, Gail Weathers, played by Courtney Cox, Dewey Riley, played by David Arquette, and those are the main three. And of course, Sidney is as good as ever. Gail, she has this weird fucking haircut. But she's pretty much the same, not much changed. And then Dewey, he's got a limp or whatever. He's the same Dewey. Honestly, I liked him the best in Scream 2 and 4, but he does okay in this film. He's just typical Dewey. But, those are the main cast. I'll get into more of the cast as we get into the review, like the positives and negatives. So let me just get to those. I'm going to start with my positives. And my main positive is Sidney. Even though they had like a scheduling problem, it was either her or Kevin Williamson. She does a really good job in this film. She's her most badass, especially in the final act where she's just fighting Roman, and it's just like this whole big epic battle. It's honestly just insane. That's why Scream 3 was my favorite Scream movie when I was a kid. At one point, every one of these were my favorite at some point in my life. At one point, Scream 1 was my favorite. At one point, Scream 2 was my favorite, and, so on and so forth. Right now, I'm still torn between Scream 1 and 4. Those are my two favorite Scream movies. But anyway, Sidney, even though she's not in this film that much, they did a good job at putting her in a story as much as they could. Honestly, I didn't notice it before I actually learned about it, but yeah, the whole fight between her and Roman is just badass, bro. I just love that shit. And as much hate as this movie gets, bro, I really love this movie. This movie is honestly really great to me, in my opinion. Especially for what it had to work with. They had to do less blood, less gore. The original writer of Scream 1 and 2 wasn't able to do it because that would have meant no Sidney, and obviously, who wants that, right? But regardless, I love this film. I don't care what anyone says. Scream is just one of those series where all the sequels are at least good. Scream is definitely at the bottom of that barrel, but I just want to say, obviously, I meant Scream 3. Regardless, it's still a badass sequel in my opinion. And I really like the Ghostface reveal. A lot of people don't like it. They're like, I understand. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't understand. But especially as a kid, I didn't really give a fuck. I just saw that, I don't know, it was just a good twist to me ever since I was a kid. Roman being the killer. And I never really minded his motive. Basically, Maureen Prescott, Sidney's mom, basically had Roman during her time in Hollywood while she was an actress, and basically it's implied that she's had to do some sexual things for Milton, and it's implied sort of that Milton might be Roman's father, but or it seems like he could be. But regardless, the whole, she shut him out. I always loved that. Maybe it's a little far-fetched, and, I know people hate that it messes with the continuity of the first movie because, basically, that makes Roman the mastermind of the first movie as well. Setting up Billy to, kill Maureen Prescott, and, but he didn't really have any much, involvement besides that. He didn't know that they were going to go on a killing spree. He even says, I never knew they were going to make a movie of their own. It's insane. But Yeah, I like that whole aspect. The motive. It's maybe it's because I always liked it since I was a kid. Maybe I'd feel different if I watched it as an adult for the first time, but I never really minded, and that's basically my thoughts on the motive. The only thing I have a problem with is him and Sydney not having any sort of interaction the entire movie, which I don't know. It just kind of takes away from it a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like, it would have been great if like Roman was kind of like talking to Sydney, had some sort of conversation, throughout the movie. She's thinking, she can trust him, and then like finds out that all along it was her brother. I just felt like that would have been a lot better, but I understand it was probably due to Nev Campbell's like schedule restriction. But regardless, yeah, the Ghostface reveal is another positive for me, and I already talked about this one kind of. The final fight, again, it's just great. Like, they're just like going back and forth, just fighting each other, like dead ass, like fighting to the death. And I don't know, man. Oh, also, I gotta give Roman points for being the only Ghostface to wear a bulletproof vest. Like, that is just smart as hell, dude. Like, seriously, that impressed me even as a kid. I was like, oh snap, he's wearing a bulletproof vest. That's why he won't die. But yeah, the final fight is amazing. It's the best part of the movie, honestly, the final act. And yeah, basically, as far as the other characters, I'm gonna go into them. The only actors whose names I know who are a big part of the film is, obvious outside of the three that I already mentioned. Patrick Dempsey as Detective Kincaid, and shit was his name? Scott Foley as Roman Bridger, aka Ghostface. Honestly, I didn't have a problem with Roman or Detective Kincaid. They were just regular characters, and of course, Cotton Wary returns. I never really minded his death, but like since I was a kid. But now that I'm an adult, I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe they could have done more with this character, especially after the character building in the first two. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Still a pretty good kill or whatever. And one of the things that a lot of people like to get on is the voice changer. Honestly, I don't mind it that much. I feel like that could be something that somebody could have, but it's still a little bit unrealistic. But regardless, it literally could bother me less. I still love this movie. I still enjoy it to the fullest. And the character Sarah, and what's her name, Angelina, just all the stab cast, honestly, they weren't really anything special. They're just okay. They're just there to die at the end of the day. They didn't really impress me. Yeah, they were just side characters. That's that at the end of the day. Some of them were kind of boring. There was a little bit of humor, but I don't know. They were just there at the end of the day for me. They didn't, necessarily do a bad job, but yeah. Anyway, for my negatives, less blood, just less gore. This is by far the most tamed, and obviously that was because of the Columbine shootings. They had to tone it down, so all the kills were just like, one stab or getting stabbed and thrown off a balcony, just stuff like that. It's really tame. Barely any blood, to be honest. I feel like the most blood that was in the whole movie was when Ghostface killed Cotton Wary. I understand again, but yeah. And yeah, I already went into this part. Roman and Sydney should have definitely had some sort of like relationship in the film. Like, maybe they meet each other and they're cool, they become friends, and then in the end she finds out that's her brother, trying to kill her the entire time. I just felt like that would have been more impactful. That's by far the biggest negative of the film. But as for that, I think that's all I have to say about this film. I love it. Honestly, I love all four of the Scream movies. To me, this will always have a special place in my heart, for my childhood, and yeah, I love this movie. And if I were to give it a ranking out of 5, objectively, I feel like I'm gonna have to give it a fuck it. I don't care, bro. I love this movie. I'm gonna just give it a 3, but I'm not gonna give it any higher than that because I know it's, for all intents and purposes, it's not that great of a movie. Even though, like, I don't know, it had a lot to deal with, and it was a great movie for what it had to deal with at the end of the day. But that's basically my thoughts on Scream 3, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna get a Scream 4 review out pretty soon, and that'll wrap up my reviews of it. And maybe I'll do a ranking, basically glossing over the films as well. Maybe I do the TV series as well. We'll see about that. But I might make some Scream 5 videos, and I really can't wait for that film. And Halloween Kills. I'm more excited for Halloween Kills. Again, like I said, Halloween is my favorite slasher franchise. So I am going to start doing reviews on that as well. And I also have another channel. And I'm about to start working full time and going back to school for 2 days. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to be busy, I guess. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do not forget to leave a like. It really would help me get my video into the algorithm. Share it if you can. Of course, subscribe and comment, even if it's just a little thing. It likes, comments. That helps tremendously. You guys don't understand how much that helps, but it really does. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the movie. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and stay tuned. Bye.